evening and welcome to the Public Global. Today we'll be discussing the extradition that the Bangladesh government has been asking of Sheikh Hasina from the Delhi office. And here there are some murmurs that maybe the External Affairs Ministry is going to intervene and say that it's a political thing and we may not be liable to extradite Sheikh Hasina to the caretaker government led by Muhammad Yunus. What is the whole thing and why is it happening? We are going to discuss that. The International Crimes Tribunal in Dhaka has issued arrest warrants for Sheikh Hasina, and several of her former ministers, advisors, militaries, civil officials for crimes against humanity and genocide. In a 16-year rule, they say that a lot of genocides happened. A lot of people, civil society people, and a lot of people who asked Sheikh Hasina questions on her intentions to serve the people of Bangladesh, they were either they were asked to be quiet or they were jailed, and some people were also killed through execution orders by the courts in the Bangladesh on the instruction of Sheikh Hasina. As they say, Delhi has also confirmed that there is extradition request that's come from the Muhammad Yunus caretaker government, and we confirm that we have received a note verbally from the Bangladesh High Commission today in connection with an extradition request, and this has also come in writing. At this time, we have no comments to make, says the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal. However, Bangladesh Home Minister Jahangir Alam has said his office had sent a letter to the Foreign Ministry to facilitate Hasina's extradition from India. We have sent a letter to the Foreign Ministry regarding her extradition. The process is currently underway, he told reporters in a response to a query. So why is that Sheikh Hasina is being, she's staying here in India for the time when the Bangladesh government was overthrown and she took refuge here? Why? Because Pradhan Mantri Modi, Prime Minister Modi, has been working with her closely and also been taking contracts from her for the Goda power plant for Adani, in which $790 million is stuck in terms of revenue because the electricity has been supplied. And the Bangladesh government now accuses Indian government that in this government-to-government deal where Adani was made a party to supply electricity from the Goda plant to Bangladesh was expensive, and the rates were decided arbitrarily for Adani's favor, and this electricity amount we will not be paying. Now, Adani is in a soup because 1.6 gigawatt, which is two 800 megawatt projects, are lying in a limbo. SEZ status was granted. Import of power equipments purchase, was facilitated. Customs was waived off, and now Adani is crying foul that he has to import coal to run that plant and also pay custom on that coal. So he's asking from the government to either waive off the custom duty on the coal that he's using in his furnace, or maybe since he cannot supply electricity to Bangladesh anymore, national grid to be open to supply electricity. Now, this is also going to be a catch-22 situation because Adani has first called his project as SEZ because it was supposed to earn foreign exchange through Bangladesh. But now, since the government has changed and his project has got stuck, now it will be very difficult for him to say that this is not an SEZ, and at the grid rate he may not be able to recover his cost. So this is a catch-22 situation where the standoff between Modi government and Muhammad Yunus led Bangladesh government, where the stuck is. Sources in New Delhi have also pointed out that the treaty has for refusing extradition for political offenses. So Sheikh Hasina might have some immunity that she may not be extradited because these are all political offenses. While she was the prime minister, she committed all these offenses which the new government is accusing of, and we may not be liable to extradite her. We will examine the grounds, the External Affairs Ministry says, under which extradition is being sought, and the legal points, and then decide, say, the source. However, Hasina's presence in India and her public statements have been, have also strained India-Bangladesh relationship in a long term, because she's been very vocal talking about various, minority led thing ki, the the minority Hindu community is being prosecuted, the Christian community is being persecuted by the Muhammad Yunus government. However, there are no substantial proof that Sheikh Hasina has to prove all that. Bangladesh interim government chief advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus has flagged this concern during the meeting when Vikram Misri had visited Bangladesh, because we've seen Modi government's external affairs policies have been very dismissal. Earlier, Bhutan asked for help, but India could not help. In Doklam and Dapsang and Pangong, you saw how Indian government dealt with the Chinese PLA army, who was building a Belt Road initiative to go to the Gwadar port. Bhutan lost, kind of confidence in the Indian army, and now it has ceded 850 square kilometer space for China to build 22 full villages with 7,000 families moving in. And that's a big story, because slowly and gradually we are losing our neighbors who've been depending on India for, kind of defense, external defense, internal business, energy security, food security. Like countries like Bhutan and Nepal are now tilting towards China because Indian foreign policy has not been able to assist them secure for their masses food, fuel, and other items, essential items like pharmas and medicines. India somehow has lost its strength with the vis-a-vis its neighbors, and Bangladesh is no, kind of, it is also no exception. And Bangladesh also is now a country which is tilting towards China in terms of business. However, the new Mohammed Yunus led interim government, because elections are yet to happen, may take a call of not going for China, but then China is putting in a lot of money and asking these countries like Afghanistan, Nepal, and Bangladesh, neither for they are not depending on the aid. So what they're saying is that we will invest in your businesses, we will make your industry back again, we'll buy all your products. So it's a very, very, kind of lucrative offer that the Chinese government is offering to these countries, and India is not offering them anything. Neither there's it's allowed, neither it's giving permission to secure its border. Rather, Amit Shah has been categorically saying that he's going to seal the Bangladesh border, because a lot of Bangladeshi infiltrators come into India. They go to Assam, they go to Mizoram, they go to Manipur, and they are illegal immigrants, and we're going to stop that. Since the fencing work of the Bangladesh West Bengal border is about 4,000 kilometers, it's going to be very difficult for India to manage this kind of a boundary control. Rather, India should have focused more on making Indian army and Bangladesh army work together towards securing its borders against external threats and against external enemies. But rather than doing that, India actually started confronting the new Bangladesh government, because of which they have come to a standstill where the problems have escalated beyond a point. Now, as far as Bangladesh interim chief advisor, Professor Muhammad Yunus, is concerned, he's saying that India-Bangladesh relationship are very solid and close. He had asked India to help clear the clouds, because the ball is in the court of the Indian External Affairs Ministry. And over the relationship in recent times, according to his office, he said, we still want to build strong relationships with you. But if this is the case, if you're going to keep Sheikh Hasina with you, it'll be very difficult for us to trust you. So first and foremost is, please give us Sheikh Hasina back, so that our people whose concerns are that she's making these statements and it's creating tensions. So he's asked Vikram Misri very, very clearly that if you give us back Sheikh Hasina, we might have a solid foundation or solid relationship back again. Otherwise, we will never be able to have trust with each other, and the deficit would remain. However, if you talk about Sheikh Hasina, earlier this month, in her first public address online after fleeing Bangladesh, she said that Yunus is perpetrating genocide and failing to protect Hindus and other minorities. So she's voicing similar concerns, which Amit Shah and Prime Minister Modi has already raised. She says Yunus has been involved in genocides and meticulously designed manner. He is trying to finish off the minorities in Bangladesh and trying to make Bangladesh a Islamic state. However, if I tell my, I want to tell my viewers that Bangladesh was created because Pakistan became an Islamic state. And the two-nation theory, which, Veer Savarkar and probably it was endorsed by Jinnah when in Hindu Mahasabha along with Muslim League, had made a government in Sindh. They had passed a resolution in the Sindh province that there should be two nations, one for Hindu and one for Muslims. However, Gandhi and Nehru, along with Ambedkar, said that we don't want a Hindu nation. That we should be having a secular, secular socialist welfare country where all religion and people from all religion and all walks of life can live together. So the theory of a single Islamic state was defeated in India, or a Hindu state was defeated in India, but Pakistan became an Islamic state. So the Bangladeshis who were basically not aligning with the Islamic state status of Pakistan said our language is more important, our culture is more important, and as far as our culture and language is concerned, we still stand to be Bangladeshis. And then, at that time, Indira Gandhi, had liberated Bangladesh, and the east side of the Pakistan, or the East Pakistan of that time, gained independence from West Pakistan, and it became Bangladesh. So Bangladesh has its own culture. They have their own language. They have their own, customs, their own habits, and those habits and those customs and that culture they try to save by not aligning itself to an Islamic state and becoming an independent state. So now, when Sheikh Hasina says that Yunus is perpetrating genocides and failing to protect Hindu and other minorities, it is very difficult to digest what she's saying, because it cannot be where student coordinates and Yunus are purposely creating this genocide. However, Hasina also alleges that the police personnel, members of minority community, and Awami League, her party leaders, were killed during the protests, and mosques, shrines, dargah, churches, and Buddhist places of worship were attacked. However, there no documentary proof or evidence that such thing has ever happened. She, however, claims 11 churches have been razed, Buddhist shrines have been broken. When the Hindus protested, the ISKCON leader was arrested. Now, the purpose in which Chinmoy Krishnan Das was arrested, who was a Buddhist monk, because of his anti-Bangladesh statements that he made. It wasn't because he was a monk or a Hindu monk that he was arrested. And similar sentiments you heard here outside West Bengal in India regarding Chinmoya Krishna Das. A lot of people protested. In fact, the ISKCON temple people had also come down to the Bangladesh embassies and protested in Delhi. But then it has more to it. It is concerning what he said sitting in Bangladesh, and that is why he was arrested, not because he's a Hindu. So this kind of Hindu, Christian, Buddhist, and other minorities which are being persecuted, according to Sheikh Hasina, is creating a lot of trust deficit between Muhammad Yunus government and the Indian government. And that is why he says that unless Sheikh Hasina shuts her mouth and unless India hands her over to us, it'll be very difficult for us to build up again relations which Vikram Misri had gone with an offer through the External Affairs Ministry. However, Hasina has also time and again issued statements either through her US-based son, whose name is Sajib Wazid, or through Awami League, her alma mater or her party. However, in November end, she condemns the monk's arrest and the murder of a lawyer in Chittagong. If you have taken extradition, if you've left your country because your regime was thrown away, and you are sitting in India and targeting the government there by saying this has happened, that has happened, somebody's killed somebody, obviously the party or the caretaker government which is in control in Bangladesh is going to raise objections. However, she also claims a top leader of Sanatan religious community has been unjustly arrested. However, he should be released immediately. A temple has been burnt in Chittagong. Previously, mosques, shrines, churches, monasteries, and homes of Ahmadiyas. Ahmadiyas are Muslims which are not from West Pakistan but are the ones who migrated to Bangladesh when the independence happened. So these Ahmadiyas community have been attacked, vandalized, and looted and set on fire. So, as far as religious freedom and security of life is concerned, obviously, Muhammad Yunus government, the caretaker government, has to secure it. But Sheikh Hasina is blowing things out of proportion. I'm not saying there wouldn't have been attacks on churches and temples. There could be a stray incident because when the regime changes, then the fire that engulfs such property could be anyone's. So I'm not claiming that this has not happened, but the way it is being blown out of proportion with the help of Indian government, Sheikh Hasina's claim to come back to Bangladesh and be the prime minister again or be in control again will be very difficult. So she demands punishment for all those responsible for the killings, while Muhammad Yunus is vying that please give her back to us because she's stray and she's talking what she's saying is not part of our agenda or our plan, and he's in full control. And probably BNP, Awami League, and whichever parties are there in Bangladesh would fight for democracy. Fighting for democracy is not an issue. Elections will be held. But what India has got now, if it has come in between Awami League and the caretaker government led by Muhammad Yunus, it's very tricky how Indian External Affairs Ministry is going to take up the matter, because we have lost many neighbors and Bangladesh is just another one. So it should not be so that we lose them also as our ally, because in our neighborhood, we hardly have any friends and more foes and more enemies than friends right now. I will take my leave right now. Wish you a Merry Christmas and season greetings. Saturday, by Friday, I will do another program and we will discuss another matter. Till then, goodbye, good night, and season's greetings to you, all of you again. Bye bye.